Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Well, it's what we've been waiting for. Some areas got luckier than others. Happy snow day, Alana.
Yeah, it is a snow day. Yeah, some of our valleys on the lower end of totals, but it's something. And at this point, beggars can't be choosers. We need winter weather. We even saw it all the way down in Washington County from south to north. Great one coming from Dameron Valley, the Vail volcano view. Thank you, Stephanie, for sharing that one. And a live view tonight from Lehigh with fresh snow on the ground. Valley snow at that. It's cold out there. Let's look at some of those totals. More than 4 inches for the Wasatch back, 3.5 in North Ogden. So the front came through and delivered overnight, and that was the end of snow for some folks. Showers have continued for others. More than 3 inches in Park City, 2 Brigham City. Logan got 1.5 inches with the cameras there. Looks stunning. More than 0.5 inch in Sandy and Lehigh, West Weber and Heber. As we look at our winter alerts, we know that in the Wasatch Front, the Salt Lake Valley and Tooele Rush Valley areas will stay underneath this winter weather advisory until 11 p.m. tonight because we are seeing some lake effect snow showers. Showed you Eagle Mountain just a few moments ago. It's going to be south and southeast of the Great Salt Lake. So the western end of the Salt Lake Valley has potential and a few showers holding on towards Cache Valley. We're starting to wane in activity in the southwestern corner of the state. It was rain in St. George, but again, the higher elevations of Washington County getting snow. A little snowy towards Cedar City and Kanab as we check those cameras tonight. Live view from our Black Desert Sky Cam where we've got cloud cover. We've seen rain. It was a storm day in the south. It's beautiful. And we'll take that moisture. Now, with the northerly flow behind the cold front, we are anticipating Washington County getting those strong gap winds, also known as enhanced canyon winds. So Washington County underneath a high wind warning that stays in effect until 8 a.m. tomorrow. The mouths of the canyons, especially near Zion, Snow Canyon, those areas get very, very strong winds. So secure loose objects while you can. These were the pretty shots I was talking about from Logan. That is gorgeous. It is freezing up there. Temperatures in the 20s at last check. And speaking of freezing, they're going to see a very icy morning commute because of the temperatures and freezing fog that is going to develop. That happens when the temperature and dew point come within 4 degrees of each other. And then those super cool droplets of freeze, they hit surfaces on contact to create very, very slick conditions, and that's what we're expecting tomorrow. So as a result, we do have a freezing fog advisory for Cache Valley. This goes into effect at 11 p.m. tonight. Please be careful on the roads. Early morning commute, it's going to be dicey, so just be careful out there because we have these cold temperatures. It's 28 in Logan right now. We've dropped below freezing in Ogden, 33 in Salt Lake, 20s in Heber, teens in southwestern Wyoming, a spread of 30s and 40s out there. Along the Wasatch Front, 30s turn to 20s by ABC4 News at 10. We're in the upper 20s. Ooh, a few showers could hold on again in just those targeted areas, that lake effect snow targeting the Tooele and Rush valleys with the wind direction. And then the western end of the valley could see a trace to 2 inches of accumulation in these spots, depending on what happens. The Futurecast model picks up on that into the evening and early morning hours. You kind of see it moving through over the mountains and then heading a little further south. Quieting into Friday with high pressure taking over. The storm exits and high pressure begins to build. It stays in control as we head into the weekend. A warming trend will follow, but you know high pressure this time of year likes to give us a hard time. We don't want the inversion haze, but we're looking at it next week. 30s for those highs tomorrow. Ooh, that's going to feel like winter. Whew. It's about time. 30s on the eastern side of the state. Freezing in Park City or in Cedar City tomorrow, and they just had fresh snow, so we could see some fog and icy conditions. 42 in St. George. We'll be freezing in Park City as well. It's just going to be cold out there tonight. 40s expected for the next several days in Washington County, but the warming trend will get us to the 50s by next week. Average this time of year is low 50s, so we'll get close to seasonal norms pretty quickly. As we look at the Wasatch Front, am isolated because of the lake effect showers. High pressure takes over. I introduced the haze on Monday. We could get enough mixing where, okay, we hold off maybe a day or two, but you'll start to probably see it by Monday, and it will stick around next week. We're looking at another long stretch, quiet conditions with high pressure in control. I don't want to call it a bully, but I feel like at this point, it might take my lunch money.